It was 2009, right? And I get a tap, maybe a tap on my toes or my foot or my leg. Hey, 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 wake up, wake up, wake up. And the person was telling me that my favorite author on the entire planet, yes, just my opinion, nobody else has to agree. He's my top guy. So I'm getting tapped. I'm messing the story up. I'm getting tapped on the leg. Hey, 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 wake up, wake up, wake up. You're not going to believe this. And I'm like, I don't like people waking me up like that. So I'm kind of angry in a way. Like, what do you want? What's going on? What? Your favorite author is going to be at Walmart. And I say, what? What are you talking about? I don't think I said it like that, but I was still kind of grouchy, just being forced to wake up like that. So your favorite author is going to be at Walmart. Here at a Walmart on North Point Road, North Point Avenue. And I said, what? Stephen King will be at the North Point Walmart. I said, you have lost your freaking mind. Why are you playing? Why would you even say something like that? The person said, I just saw it on the news and they're going to talk about it again. It's coming up. Author Stephen King is going to be at a local Walmart in Baltimore. And it didn't make any sense to me. I said, no way. Finally saw the story for myself. I said, you got to be kidding me. Everybody know that he's my favorite author. I have all of his books. I have the collectibles. I have everything Stephen King. I have all of his DVDs, everything. Just anything you could imagine someone famous having, I have it of Stephen King, and then a lot of other people too, but he's my number one guy. I've been into his movies since 1977, Carrie. Anyway, Stephen King is my favorite author, and I liked Edgar Allan Poe before him. So it all kinds of meshes together because Stephen King, well, Edgar Allan Poe was Stephen King's favorite as well. So anyway, to make a long story short, it was true. I said, what? And this is like a bucket list kind of deal. And there's no way this is happening, and there's no way I'm going to possibly meet him. So I said, you know what? Am I going to try? See, things like that really have to get under my skin, like push me out of the door to do it, or else I would just say, you know what? I'm not going down there. It'll never happen. So why you waste my time? But this particular time, I say, you know what? I'm going to give it a try. And the person was pushing me like, go, he's your favorite. And we watched his movies together all the time. And I even put that person on to Stephen King. They wasn't a big fan of his like that. So, and they were more excited than I was. And so I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I think it was he was going to be there. It was either 9, 10, or 11 o'clock at night. I remember it was November 2009. I can't remember if it was the 10th or the 11th. All of that is irrelevant. So I went. The person drove me there and left. We only lived 3 or 4 minutes away. So I walked in Walmart to buy a book for him to sign. And it was crowded in there. There was people everywhere with wristbands on, and I didn't know what to do. So I said, let me grab a book just in case I get a chance. I said, I looked at the crowd. I said, I will never be able to meet him because there was so many people waiting. I grabbed the book anyway, and I was walking past another guy who was buying the book for him to sign. And me not knowing, this was the Under the Dome book signing. I never even heard Under the Dome. And me being his, one of his biggest fans, I didn't even know he had a new book out. I was just getting any book for him to sign. So the guy was like, this book right here, I think it was, I'm not gonna say the price, but he was like, this one here is what he just released. We're all getting this for him to sign. I said, oh, whoa, let me get that then. Grabbed it Under the Dome, thick. It was real thick. I should have had it out. I mean, I have it over here. But I grabbed that, stood in that long line, and they were saying if you have a yellow wristband on, it was yellow or white. They said if you have a yellow wristband, he will sign your book. But if you have a white one, there's a slight possibility that you might not get a chance to get your book signed. So it was a chance I was going to have to take. So we're waiting and waiting. I'm like, I have to wait this out. And I was getting so impatient, and I don't even think I ate anything that day. So I was getting impatient, like, man, I'm wasting my time. It'll never happen. Things like that don't happen to people like me. So I'm not going to be able to see him. And I had the yellow wristband on, whichever color they said might see him. I can't remember if it was white or yellow. I still have the wristband in the Under the Dome book somewhere. So, so I said, you know what? I grabbed my phone, called the person, come back, get me like a sucker. I said, I'm out of here. I'm not going to waste my time anymore. A person came and got me. I went home at 8. And they were like, are you sure you don't want to go back? I said, that's not going to happen. Stuff like that don't happen for me. I just I didn't have a good feeling about it. I was happy that I got the book and he was in the same building I was in. My favorite author is in the building that I'm standing in. So I was okay with that. I'm like, well, Stephen King was here. I was here too. Boom, I'm out of here. But she was saying, do you want to go back? Do you want to go back? I said, you know what? All right, I'll just go back. Grabbed the Under the Dome book, went back, said, you know what? I'm going to stand in line and see what happens. So there was a podium right in the middle. Everybody was surrounded. The crowd was filled up. I mean, Walmart was filled up. And on the podium, he comes walking out the back and went to the microphone and was talking to everybody. And right there, I couldn't believe it. I said, that's no way. There's no way he's standing right in front of me. I'm way in the back, but I still can see him clearly. And so I know I'm sounding like I'm glazing and like y'all say glazing or fanning out, but yeah, I was. I don't care what people think. So I'm standing there like, oh wow, this is I can't believe what's happened. I can't believe this. And one guy in the crowd, we got to ask him. Well, they were asking him questions. I didn't ask him anything. People, yelling out questions, and one guy was asking, well, who would you do this for? Asking Stephen King, who would you stand in line for to see? And Stephen King gave the author that he liked at the time, and make a small talk with everybody. He went and sat down. They said, again, some of you guys might not get your book signed, blah, blah, blah. Then word got back that he said, you know what? Whoever is in this line, I don't care how long it takes, how long the night goes, I'm signing everybody's. We didn't personally hear him say it, but they somebody was going around saying, he said he's signing everybody's. So he was like, well, you guys can take pictures of me. Just turn off your flash on your phone. You don't want to be flashing all night. So everybody pulling out their phones, taking pictures. I got a few. I still have them. They're posted on Facebook. So I took my pictures and was getting close. I'm thinking to myself, this is about to really happen. Thinking to myself, what the hell am I going to say once I get on that stage and meet him? So I'm inching. I see him signing everybody's and got closer and closer. I'm like, here we go. Walked up onto the stage. It was like 3 stairs there. Walked up, got in the line. I was probably behind 3 people who was already up there. I'm like, here we go. It's about to happen. Got to him. He had a big smile on his face for one. I said, only thing I could think of to say to keep the small talk, you had a couple seconds, boom, 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 and out of there. It was just shipping you out. So I said, how you doing? He said, hey, I'm good. How about yourself? As he was signing the book, and said, I can't remember what else he said. Maybe have a good day. I told him have a good one. And he said something else, and they escorted me off the stage. And I'm walking, looking at the signature, like this is a bucket list. I could check this one off now. This was a bucket list item that, I would love to meet him again, but this was like, hey, I am okay. I got the book signed. I met my favorite author. So, that's my Stephen King story. If anybody want to check them out, the pictures are blurry as hell. I don't even know what kind of phone I had back in '09, but pictures didn't come out super great, but it's him on stage signing books. And he wasn't taking pictures with anybody, so you just had to take them of him. But anyway, that's my Stephen King story. Just in time for Halloween, I guess. It'll be here. Halloween is around the corner. So, all right, man. One more time with the rusty notes. That wasn't loud enough. Here we go. All right, man. Y'all have a good one.